Good morning to everyone, and thank you all for coming. I'm Don Watruba, the Executive Director for the Michigan Association of School Boards. With me, I have Executive Directors of other education associations, some members of my Board of Directors that will be speaking, the State Superintendent, and other MASB Board of Directors are up here in just support of our launch of our campaign today. This is a very important issue for MASB, and it's a very important campaign that we're launching today. During the past several years, we have seen a significant drop-off on the number of people interested in serving on local boards of education. MASB's Get On Board campaign is designed to stress the importance of board service and attract civic-minded and student-focused individuals to serve on boards of education. At the filing deadline in August of 2014, almost 10% of the vacant seats that were available in the state of Michigan weren't filed for. Last March, we actually commissioned a study from Epic MRA to find out why people weren't running for the seats that were open. We found that 27% said boards were too political, 22% were just apathetic about the idea of serving on a board, 15% said the time commitment was too high, 14% said school boards are ineffective, and 13% weren't aware of the openings on their local board. The remaining 9% were undecided. Those are all things that we think that this campaign and work with our local districts that we could have an impact on improving those numbers or making them in fact go away. It told us that we needed to do a better job as an association of elevating board service and convincing people of the importance of that service. I've spent 18 years at MASB working with board members that have dedicated parts of their lives or their lives to board service and have firsthand knowledge of the people that give it their all, and we know there are more out there, and we know that some that get involved become that person after involvement, and we want to see more of that happen. We're not going to sugarcoat what board service is. It's a time commitment. It's often a difficult and thankless job, and board members have to make really tough decisions. You're hopefully volunteering to make a difference in your community and in your school district. And we need people to understand that the importance of serving on your local board and the impact that it can have on both your community and your students. We need more diversity on our boards, not just racial diversity, but socioeconomic diversity, age diversity, gender diversity, diversity of thought, life experiences, and so much more. It's only when we hear from new people and new perspectives that we can be successful as board members and in governing our community schools. I'd like to stop myself now, and I'd like to introduce MASB's President, Cindy Ganson, to talk about some of her experiences and her role as a school board member.
Good morning. Thank you, Don. You know, I've been very fortunate in my tenure as a board member and later to serve on the MASB board, to serve with outstanding people. And you know, my key takeaway from that is the ability to listen to new thoughts and ideas from this variety of individuals. While we may have an individual voice at the board table, it's important to remember that the entire board works collectively as one unit. Even when we have disagreements, once the vote is taken, the board is united in how we move forward. A board has so many vital responsibilities. The school board is the bridge between the community and the school district. They listen to community members, to parents, and other key stakeholders about what their expectations are for their local schools. The board provides direction for the district. They give the superintendent and staff a destination and the resources necessary to carry out the board's vision. The board hires and evaluates the superintendent. It's key to have the right staff and processes in place to meet the goals of the board and the needs of the students. The responsibilities must be taken very seriously. There's a high level of accountability as a board member. If you're a one-issue candidate, you need not apply. Boards make thousands of decisions each year that affect so many people in the district and the community. Teachers, parents, families, every decision must be carefully weighed. I've had the pleasure of serving in my community for many years. Being a school board member requires time and energy and engagement and commitment. It's really been a joy to get back to my community because I know that so many people are counting on me to do the job effectively. We need people to run who are willing to share their time, their experiences, and their expertise. As a volunteer position, our members come from all walks of life. All types of input and values are needed. If you've thought about board service in the past, I strongly encourage you to run. Everyone brings something of value to the school district. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to President-elect Brenda Carter.
Thank you, Cindy. I'd like to talk about the importance of service to your community. So many times we sit on our couches watching the news and getting frustrated about politics, frustrated about the lack of resources for our students. We've complained to our spouses, our friends, our loved ones, our neighbors. But how many of us actually gotten up and decided to do something about it? Board service is your chance. This is your opportunity to give back and make a difference. Our students need people who will be responsible stewards of tax dollars, who can advocate in their behalf, who can make tough decisions when necessary, and who can help keep the community engaged in its local district. It's not an easy job, but just because you don't think you have enough experience doesn't mean you shouldn't run. There are training courses available, MASB mentors, and current board members who are ready and willing to help. We need people who can work collaboratively and can put personal agendas aside to do what's best for our schools and our kids. Instead of sitting this election out on the couch, join us. Get on board and become a community leader. Help us work towards providing a better quality education for Michigan students. I now have the honor of introducing Chris Wygant, Executive Director of the Michigan Association of School Administrators.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Wygant, and I'm the Executive Director of the Michigan Association of School Administrators, or the Superintendent's Association. I was a superintendent for 25 years, and I worked with many board members, and I saw firsthand the influence and the opportunities that effective board members can have for children and for their communities. I would like to thank Don and MASB for inviting us to this press conference, because I think it models the type of relationship that should happen between superintendents and board members. And I would argue that that's one of the most important relationships that happens in the school district. So school board members, both collectively and individually, can work with the superintendent to ensure positive results for students. In fact, there is literature that suggests that strong relationships between the board and the superintendent does impact student achievement. A positive school board relationship is key for any school district. This team of individuals needs to model effective leadership, motivate staff and students, and demonstrate to a community that they can have confidence in the direction the district is headed. Granted, as it has been mentioned, being a board member is not an easy job. It is time-consuming, involves a lot of reading, meetings, and public appearances, and perhaps it is not for everyone. However, the positive impact that an effective school board member can have on the future of children is truly exciting. And on behalf of MASA, I would encourage those who want to make a difference, a positive difference in the future of children in their community, to consider running for an office. In closing, I urge those who are interested in making a positive difference to get on board and consider serving on a Board of Education. It's great to be here, and again, thank you for the opportunity. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a strong leader, a strong supporter of public education in the state, and a good friend, State Superintendent Brian Whiston.
Thanks, Chris, and I'm thank Don Wetruba for inviting me here today. I have maybe a unique honor of being the only speaker today who has been at both seats at the board table. I've served as a school board member for over 17 years and also as a superintendent for 8 years. That experience has taught me the importance of relationships and the importance about how we need to work together. And when a board and a superintendent are on the same page, functioning at a high level, we do raise student achievement, we do increase graduation rates, we make a difference in the lives of students. There are so many people in our communities who care deeply about our schools. They may be active in the district, maybe chaperoning a child's field trip, or volunteering at sporting events. These civic-minded people are exactly what we need to serve on local school boards. We need the business community, we need parents, we need people who are involved in social services, We need anyone who cares about kids to get involved and to run for school boards, to get on board and to make a difference. Yes, there are many tough issues facing Michigan public schools today. Certainly we know school funding has been an issue, forcing many districts to make difficult decisions and cut programs that are important to kids. We know raising student achievements and preparing kids for success, whether it's at work or college and in life. We know that we need to continue, even though our graduation rates are at an all-time high, continue to get more students to graduate. So there are tough things that we need board members to do. But I can tell you, I was very lucky to serve as a local school board member for 17 years. And yes, there were tough decisions. Yes, there was many hours away from families. But my life was enriched because of that service. And I got more out of it than giving and than it cost me. And so I deeply appreciate the opportunity to serve and would encourage anyone who wants to make a difference in the lives of kids to get on board and to serve on a local school board. You may have new ideas or new solutions to help move districts forward. You may bring a new perspective, and that's exactly what we need. We need extremely valuable contributions from many people to make a difference. So I urge you to get on board and consider serving your community and being on a local school board, making a difference in the lives of kids. And with that, I'll bring back up Don Wetruba. Thanks, Don.
Thank you very much, Brian. I want to thank all of our speakers today that took the time to come and be a part of this. Appreciate the media that's here in attendance today. At this time, we'll call the press conference to an end. For those from a media perspective, if you have to get out of here, we'll take some quick questions. You can do it individually or as a group. And for those that can stick around, we are going to do a media roundtable and give you kind of a open opportunity to ask questions of those of us that are here. So thank you very much.